All right. And welcome back, everyone, to Strange Planet Podcast. And for the final season of America, as we continue down this dark road, uh, Trump's tariffs have now gone into play. So, yeah, get ready for higher prices. And yeah, which leads me to only ask one question. Is America great yet? What do you guys think?
I'm certainly not feeling it, but the thing with the tariffs is, no one really knows what's going on. There's so many different countries that, he's conducted these trade wars with, from our allies to our adversaries.
Mhm.
He's delayed tariffs. He's announced changes to the levels of tariffs. Like at this point, I don't know how, any business can really conduct business
Seriously.
over a long term or even short term without, just considerable risk. Um, and, because if you don't know what the price of your inputs are going to be in the business, especially if you import things, which a lot of businesses do, both small and large.
Very true.
You're and also the raw materials that it costs to produce things are often not in this country. And
Mm.
so, it's just a very unsettling and uncertain environment that Trump has us in. And
Surprise, surprise.
I don't see an end to it.
I see small
I think
businesses taking a hit here.
no, and consumers as well. And the
Yeah, of
sad part
course.
about it is that these tariffs are going to be paid for ultimately by the American consumers
100, yep.
because these foreign companies and countries selling goods in this country, they're going to turn around and raise prices of those goods.
Of course, because it costs more for
And
them to make it. It's going to cost more to you buy it. So that's
and
basically what's happening
those
here.
those tariffs that get paid, they get paid to the US government. Okay. And I guess in theory, they can go toward paying down the debt. But guess who is paying that down?
Yeah, the people.
The American taxpayer.
Yep.
Okay. Now, on the other hand, you have Americans, you know, we have those tax cuts that Trump passed that favor the rich. And so who is paying for them? The American consumer through those tariffs. Now,
100%.
that's not going to cover all of the tax cuts, obviously, because they're massive. But, you know, to the extent that we are raising tariffs, they're going to uh, disproportionately wealthy people.
Yeah, 100%.
And, that's the real shame of this. It's, you know, we have a generally progressive tax system that Trump has, sort of uh, attacked through this tax cut plan that he passed. And then, you know, when you go out and buy goods, that's sort of a flat tax on, everyone. So rich people pay the same as poor people for their goods, except poor people spend their last
I
dollars,
mean, basically, it's big
on
difference
basic
there.
necessities. And so, when those basic necessities increase in price, they'll have to pay more. It's not going to really hurt the rich that much. You only need so much for basic necessities, and for luxuries, they're already used to paying whatever it takes to get luxury goods. It's not going to affect them. And with, their massive tax cuts they're getting, hey,
Right?
that's
All the more for
they can
them.
buy even more stuff that they don't need.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. The whole thing, man, is it's just it's unreal, but at the same time, if you look at this, take a, little step back a year or so, basically everything he said, he's basically doing. So let's see. We cut
Well,
Social
yeah,
Security,
we
we
had
cut healthcare, right? Now we
we
got the
had
tariffs. You know what I
yeah,
mean? So is America great yet, or what? Because basically, it's going to be the American consumer and the American people that are going to be the one probably with the biggest hit in the end, above all.
it's Project 2025,
Yeah, remember he didn't know anything about that though.
right?
Yeah, he had a different agenda apparently. It's hypocrisy at its finest. And now I think he just played his whole base for the fools that they were and are. You know what I mean? Mark, what do you think about this nonsense?
Well, I mean, I want to say typical GOP nonsense, but it's not typical. It,
Yeah.
this is far beyond what should be even considered typical. At some point, we became desensitized to a lot of you know, a lot of the little things, and then a lot of the medium things. And at the end of it all, it's just, I mean, the tariff situation is another way of him, loading the deck for his Wall Street buddies. Because as he fucks with the tariffs, the prices of stuff go up and down. So if
Mhm.
you fuck with it and you bring everything down and you buy low, and you're like, oh no, I'm not doing tariffs, and it goes back up. It's insider trading at its finest.
And the crazy thing too is it's already began. Go to your local Walmart or Target or whatever right now. The
Yeah.
craziest thing about it is it impacts everything from children's clothes to food, like you name it. It's everything's going to be going up reasonable amount of money, whether it's $5 or whether it's 10. It's going to go up, and it's all thanks to Trump's tariffs.
If you think about it, why are we doing these tariffs?
We don't need it. Yeah, like
We
if
don't
anything, you're
we
right.
don't need to do these tariffs.
Yeah,
Why? Because he wants to prove to other people that he has the power to do so, like a little
right.
Napoleon bitch boy.
For
It's
real.
it's
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 unnecessary. Yeah, like we don't.
it's
No.
small dick energy, and I don't like it.
But it's sad too, because like every right direction there is to take, he won't take. It's not going to happen. So just be aware of that because it's going to. If you think it's going to be a bumpy road, that won't even be the term for it as we continue here. Shit's going to hit the fan, man. And all I'm saying is, it doesn't look good. Not at the rate we're looking at here. This is just it's sickening, really, because we're the ones that are going to end up paying for all of this,
Yeah, and
just so the rich can
it's
have a handout.
we're gonna pay for all the tariffs. We're gonna pay the $1 billion to refit that jet he got for free from Qatar, and he's gonna end up taking that home with himself when he's done with the presidency in his
Mm.
third or fourth term or whatever they're talking about.
I mean,
Basically,
I don't think he's gonna last that long, but
I
that's
I
just
agree.
kind
a
of yeah.
I
I'm
he
hoping you're
may
right.
he may try to get to his third term, and I hope for the love of God, people who are adults in the
Or if there's
government
any left.
now just kind of put a stop to that. But the rate things are
oh,
going.
I just think he's old.
Yeah, that's a possibility too.
He'll get up to the stand and be worse than friggin' Mitch McConnell.
Yeah.
And they'll still love him. It'll be stupid.
And the hilarious thing, and actually, it's kind of hilarious because I mean, we all saw this coming. But I think the craziest part out of this whole thing is there is nothing he has done that benefits anybody but the rich so far. So if you're still wearing a MAGA hat and you're like a middle class or a low class person, I mean, when that yellow bus comes in September, I would recommend maybe getting on it. Cause, cause like, dude, I don't know how else to say it, but like, he's taken 17 million people off healthcare, adding to the stuff I said before. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, there is literally nothing beneficial that's happened yet.
Yeah.
Is America great yet? No,
No, America's
is
not
the
going to be
answer.
great.
Yeah, it's far
What's
from it.
the sucky part is like Rook said, it's just like the tariffs are going to go up, and they're never going to come down.
Exactly. They're going to be
We're going to
so
be stuck
stunned.
at
Yep.
shitty fucking. I'll say this: might as well stop buying avocados.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know,
And each country too has like a different percentage. I saw Brazil was like up to 90%. So like
Yeah, I
anything that comes
mean,
out of there, like good luck buying
yeah,
whatever.
but who knows? They change on almost a daily or weekly basis.
Yeah,
So
again, it's the taco man is not working well. He decides to do something, he gets a little pressure, says no, and then someone goes up and says, "Hey, I want to go buy these stocks. Can you raise their prices?"
I'll tell you one thing though. I feel really bad for the next president because he's gonna have a whole shit ton of work he's gonna have to do fixing this shit. Because like this is just I've never seen anything in my
Hey,
entire existence on this planet as bad as it is right now for this
I
country.
called this in the first presidency
Yeah.
when I said that he's going to get back in there. Hopefully not, but if he gets back into the office, he's going to have his cronies in the right spot, and they're going to do all sorts of fucked up shit. Called it then, and it's happened already. And the worst part about it is all the people that have voted for him that are like, why am I feeling, why am I getting, fired from my job? Because I'm a federal worker and I voted for Trump. It's like, because Trump doesn't give a fuck about you.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I work for a farm and now I can't sell my crops because we used to have business with China and they no longer want my crops. So thank Trump for that.
Yeah.
It's,
Yep.
you,
And
you,
meanwhile,
you,
they can't even put food on the table.
no, it's like you made the bet and you lost. We all lost.
Yeah.
Now the only way to get right is to make sure that he doesn't become president again.
Which technically should be impossible, but
And I want to
just
say
the
by
most corrupt ever. Like
yeah, and I want to say by any means necessary, but let's not go there just yet. I'll wait till he starts cracking on all the news sources that are giving him shit. All right, well he's already got the Colbert report down.
Yeah, that's just another whole level of dictatorship there.
Yeah,
Because he makes
it's
fun of them on a regular, but
it's
he
typical
silences
dictator
them.
crap.
Like, yeah, it's such like it's sickening, really, if you think about
Yeah,
it. And the fact that it's coming from this country is the thing that blows my mind the most because we never were about doing things like that ever, and now suddenly we are like you know what I mean? Like I don't know, I'm losing a lot of respect for this place, man, because
well,
it's not the place I remember. It's not the
here's
place
the
I
thing.
know.
Here's the thing about this situation. We're putting one person as the representative of our country and what we represent. That's not the person that represents this country, unfortunately. It's just like whatever he's doing is him. It's
Yeah,
not
and for
me.
him.
It's not, majority of the New Yorkers that are around here. We don't deal with that bullshit. We just want to live our lives and just be left alone.
Yeah,
But
hey
for the
man.
but then you got fuckers like this that are like screwing everybody, and it's really nothing we can do about it individually, unless you want to get crazy. But I mean, as a collective, we could do something, but I'm
Well, we
afraid
could have
that
back in
voting
election day.
is I'm afraid that voting is almost not enough.
Yeah,
You know
well,
what I mean?
here's the reason why it's not enough. I can tell you, the Republicans are the best at manipulation. If they were to try to take that Project 2025 back before the election and put that on the table and be like, all right, this is our plan, we're going to do it. We're going to cut Social Security. We're going to cut Medicare. We're going to dismantle the Department of Education. We're going to silence anybody that talks bad against us. How do you think 90 to 95% of the American populace would react to that? Probably not good. You know what I mean? So what do? They find little ways to divide people up, you know what I mean? Put them in separate groups, and then they can take over. It's like a command and conquer kind of strategy.
Yeah,
And then they can manipulate and brainwash this base through Fox News and you know what I mean, all that kind of nonsense and fake news shit. And then here we are now. That's what happened. And then they're always surprised. That's what surprises me in the end that like, oh, how come nothing good happened? Because you listened to the lies again. That's why. You know what I mean? Now, don't get me wrong, both sides are very good at lying, but there's only one side that does things this drastic and rewards the rich on a regular, and that's the Republican Party. The Democrats don't do that. I mean, there is tax cuts, I'm sure, and stuff like that when they're in office, but it's not to the level we're seeing right now. You know what I mean? So it's not. This is unheard of what we're seeing now. Like it's literally the opposite of Robin Hood. Like,
yeah.
yeah, they're taking from the poor and giving to the rich.
I feel like I feel like this is going to be a little controversial, but I feel like the the middle class should have to pay new taxes for the next like 5-10 years, and that
Or
the
should be
rich should
lower.
pay all of the taxes. I mean, you say all the taxes, but like a nice chunky tax amount. Like you all had the privilege of having tax cuts for the last 8-10 years of whoever. Now we're shutting that shit down. The problem with that is they're going to be like, well, I'll take my businesses elsewhere. Fine, take your businesses elsewhere. We'll just
Right?
stop buying your product.
Basically, yeah. Everybody loves money, so that would be putting your foot in your mouth. You tried something like that, you
Yeah,
know?
I mean that's basically what happens. You get these big corporations make shit tons of money, and it helps the country, as jobs and such on and so forth. But like, they get to the point where they start throwing their weight around, like, oh hey, give me this, give me that, or I'll move to China, and these products are now going to be worth twice as much for you to buy.
I'll tell you this much. This dates back a couple of months ago to one of our past episodes, but it's only proving us more right by the day. But America right now, the way it's looking, especially with this clown and dictator wannabe in charge here, greed is conquering all right now. This
Yeah,
country's got a problem with greed, I'm telling you. And until they break that chain, you ain't gonna see anything different, man. It's
I
really
mean,
sad, but it's true. It's a greedy fucking shithole it's turning into. And until somebody does something to either balance things out and
well, all
stop
right,
this, we ain't gonna see anything
pause,
change.
pause. Why are people greedy? Is it because we all just want money, 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 money? Or is it because we've been instilled to realize that having money makes you comfortable? And the majority of us are not comfortable.
Yeah.
We need more money to get more things, do more stuff. And unfortunately, reaching that threshold is not as easy as everybody thinks it is, especially nowadays.
Yeah. Especially with the prices of everything going up,
Yeah, it's going to make
thanks to
things
the
even
tariffs.
worse.
Like, you know
It's
what I
like
mean?
I'm at a level, okay? I have a decent job, doesn't pay an absorbent amount, but it's not, you know, fast food job. It could be a career, but whatever situation. I make commission money too. I make just enough money to be comfortable, have 90% of my bills paid, and I can feed my kids and hopefully get them stuff for when school time comes around. And that's basically it. Vacations are a rarity, so I'm not going to Bahamas or anything like that. And splurging on myself is like, I don't know. I don't think I bought a pair of pants in the last 5-10 years.
I
So you figure it out.
might not have
Are you
either.
wearing pants now?
No. Huh?
One thing I'll tell you though, adding to what you were saying a little bit there too, is basically like it's funny. And this is what adds more fuel to the greed fire. But it's like you ever notice, no matter what business it is you're working for, you can never make exactly what you made last year. It's always got to be more. It's got to be more. But guess what? Your wage never goes up, but theirs technically does then. And then, like, what the fuck are you supposed to do when they don't, like, he gets a fat ass bonus and he doesn't even provide health care to his workers that might not even be making enough to live. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? So, like, you can see the imbalance here is just astronomical at this point.
And that's the other
Nobody
thing.
seems to notice. Nobody seems to care.
Health insurance in itself,
Oh, people notice.
it's fucking
Oh, they're gonna,
exorbitant.
especially with these tariffs now. They definitely
Oh,
gonna. They haven't yet. They will.
I failed to make my point. For the greed end of it all, it's all designed that way. It's all designed to split the family dynamic, make everybody worry about money, so everyone's always in conflict with each other. So this way, they don't see the wool being pulled over our eyes for everything fucking else.
Hmm.
You got people growing up that miss out on their childhood because parents are always working 2-3 jobs.
Yeah.
Especially if it's a one family house, then you really got some fucked up households. But some of them make it work. But whatever. It's just
Uh,
the whole. I feel like the whole system is rigged
Yeah.
to
To a degree, it is.
to make what should have been the nuclear family like the nuclear family after the Holocaust or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Where like we're just a bunch of skeletons in the breeze because the nukes went off. It it's like you said. Pay goes up very little, very rarely, if ever at all.
Right.
And every year prices go up, gas goes up, food goes up,
Yeah.
your
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 wage
rent,
doesn't. Yeah,
your
or
rent,
maybe
your
a little
electricity,
bit.
your water
Yeah.
bills, your gas bills, those all go up. But nobody gives a shit about you. So you don't get more pay.
Right. And
And
I'll
then
say this much to add to your fire there. If you're working 40 hours a week or more and can't afford a roof over your head, there's my point and my problem proven.
yeah.
You know what I mean? But then your employer is probably getting a fat ass bonus coming his way, and he doesn't even provide not only enough for these people to survive, they probably don't even have health care or dental or anything too. You know what I mean? So it's like, what is going on here? Like this
Don't
is
Okay.
don't get me
I
started on dental.
I don't think it's actually that complicated. I think it's a lot more simple. Um, in modern capitalism, where it seems to be unregulated, people aren't really concerned, business owners, the wealthy, they're not really concerned about other people. They're concerned about themselves. And naturally so. They are the ones that have to live their lives. And if they don't make decisions that benefit them, then other people will do that and they'll lose out in a competitive environment. If Walmart doesn't buy, you know, cheap goods from China, if Walmart doesn't pay its workers shit wages, if Amazon doesn't treat its workers like garbage, another company will come along that will do that.
this
It
doesn't make
could
it
be in
right.
this country. Well, hold on.
All
It
right.
could be
I
in
was
this
just
country. It could be in another country. It doesn't matter because we're in, a global capitalist society and there's billions of people. When there's, a lack of efficiency, which means low wages, which means, cheap inputs for products, which means, you know, just trying to, scrape every ounce of productivity out of workers. Um, the companies that don't do that will lose to the companies that do. The people that make decisions that favor workers, that pay them more, that um, put more quality goods in their products that costs more. By and large, they're going to lose out to companies that you know put out garbage, especially if those companies are you know have a lot of market power. They're close to monopolies. And so I don't think it's so much that people are greedy. It's that they have no choice in an unregulated or poorly regulated capitalist society. That is the nature of capitalism at this point, in a global capitalist system where anyone can sell anyone anything pretty much, unless there's a ban on it, and that's rare. But when we get our goods and services from anywhere, we're basically our workers are competing with the lowest common denominator from you know anywhere in the world. So manufacturing jobs, we're not they're not coming back here.
yeah, that's
They're going
gone.
to work in places that have a lower standard of living, and unless we have a lower standard of living than them, or somewhat on par, those jobs aren't going to be located here unless we somehow subsidize them, which that's socialism. That's
Uh-oh,
what
right?
China does. um so I so yeah, I don't necessarily fault the rich for taking advantage of situation as we have our society set up, because someone else will do that if they don't. One of the other 8 billion people on the planet stands to gain from their inaction. And so when you have that situation, it's up to government to regulate and say,
Mm,
okay, here are the rules that you need to play by. They need to enforce those rules. And by and large, rich people are okay with that. They may push back in certain respects, but by and large, when everyone's playing by the same rules, they know the rules of the game and they try, to gain a competitive advantage within the bounds of those rules. It's where, you have no rules or rules that aren't enforced or are enforced selectively, where you have, um, you know, unfairness taking place. And I think that, in order for us to emerge as a society, as a species, we need to learn to, you know, we've come up with rules before. We just need to recommit ourselves to those rules and to enforce them.
apply them. Yeah.
And that's going to take monumental effort because now it requires the cooperation or at least the participation of not just our country, but many countries, and that's the challenge.
I could agree. I guess I could agree with that too. And the sad part, though, is if you're talking about anything with the term regulation in it, this ain't the administration that's going to do it. So,
Right.
I mean, it's just not happening. So, like, that's a great
Right. Well,
thought.
they have a different philosophy. They have a philosophy where, you know, rich people or rich slash tech people should rule, not
Yeah.
people.
Yeah.
They don't believe in democracy. They believe that in a meritocracy of sorts, where by virtue of their wealth and knowledge that they've accumulated based on them getting an advantage, they're able to project power, and
Mm,
so and to elevate themselves and to keep others down.
exactly. Burn the bridge.
And so, you know, with that being said, um, it's a very bad idea. It's not going to end well for them because, they think very, self-centeredly.
Yeah.
Um, and they don't know that in the aggregate, their actions will cause a societal collapse.
Hmm.
If they aren't reined in, our society will collapse because their wealth is dependent on, everyone else being able to participate in the economy.
Yeah. That's that's actually well said. I really couldn't have phrased that any better. That's yeah. I guess as a final word, it may be pretty obvious we all can't stand Trump because that's, the reality because he's causing nothing but destruction. However, that being said, I would say if there ever was a time that he actually did something that would benefit the people, sure, I would probably bring it up. It hasn't happened yet. Just to put that out there. So people might be like, oh, well, you're just a hater, this, that, and third. It's like you aren't paying attention clearly if that's the case. You know what I mean? Like this is couldn't like everything we're talking about, even in the past couple of episodes, like we're not making this up. And these are things that are already the ball's rolling. Like it's happening, whether you like it or not. And here we are. You know what I mean?
Well,
So
listen, he's a grifting scumbag who our
yeah,
country enabled to conduct the biggest grift of all time.
yeah,
Okay. And
true.
like to the extent that he gets around to doing something positive for the people,
Never
I
happened.
I don't know that I would necessarily applaud that. Um,
No, it ain't gonna happen.
it's going to be incidental to the damage that he's done to our country and
Oh yeah.
our society and to humanity as a whole.
Exactly. And it's going to have a ripple effect even when he's gone and it's all this is, and hopefully we survive it and there might be like an epilogue. Like, you know what I mean? But like their future generations are going to be paying for this. Like this is, yeah, like if you think it's bad now, trust me, the way politics and these procedures and all these things, when they go through, the effects are never like imminent. It's always over time. So we have to really hope that either, the next guy that comes in has got his head screwed on tight, because he's going to have a heap of shit he's going to have to do to fix this fucking mess. Because this is just unseen, unheard of what we're going through right now. Historically, at this point, too, we've never really been in this kind of situation before. It's a lot scarier than people think. Patriotism was more than just wearing a MAGA hat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You're supposed to be for your country, not for the one person who wants to rule your country.
Yeah, or waving a flag. You know what I mean? Patriotism is a lot more than that. You have to get your hands dirty and look in between the lines. And all right, everyone, that's all we got for this week on Strange Planet Podcast. We'll have new episodes normally every Friday on YouTube. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. We will see you next week. May God help us all. Peace.
Peace.